Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai is the Messiah, the only begotten Son of the Most High, which these are the true names of the Most High and His only begotten Son in the ancient Hebrew tongue, in Lashon Kodash, which means holy language. Also want to give double honors to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and upcoming elders that rule well, that teach well of Great Millstone. I want to give peace and blessings unto the elect, the house of David, the 144,000 men, whoever you may be, and salute and shalom to the fellow laborers, to the peacemakers, to they which testify of Yahweh Shai and publish this word. My name is Zakaria. I'm out here in the byways and the hedges, teach the word, to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, and to really show forth the praise of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, to show forth the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which through Yahweh Shai, you have men positioned in different parts of the earth, especially over here in America, in different parts of America, to teach this word, to utter the divine words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. These men are known as the prophets, the teachers, the preachers, right? Prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great, So, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Nothing prepared, so Lord willing, it's all for the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. In fact, let's get some news articles. In fact, before I get news articles, I want to get this real quick. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, they're really prophets who utter the words of doom for a particular nation or a particular people or a particular king or ruler, and that haven't changed, and in fact, the prophets, started with, my humble belief, speaking as a man, through my experience and its truth, I perceive that the words that is uttered from Great Millstone is sound and wholesome and worthy to be believed. And that's my personal belief. I believe these men are the prophets. And this ministry, it's a sign of itself. It's prophetic. It's a prophetic sign itself, So, seeing the prophets, that doom is approaching, is near, Let's read it again. Verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. So, and that's what's coming. Seeing the sign, seeing the prophets, that evil's near, In fact, to touch on that, let's go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 19. Let's go to Isaiah, chapter 19, real quick. Verse 20. Isaiah chapter 19, verse 20, it says, and it shall be for a sign. In fact, we give verse 19. It says, in that day shall there be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt. So the prophets, the teachers, the ministry, the house of the Lord, this body or collective of believers, of witnesses, of what? Of this testimony, of this living document, which is the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, right? The collective number of witnesses of believers, they're likened unto what? The house of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. You know? They're likened unto what? The altar. An altar. You know? A temple, man. And that's that spiritual house that, you know, is ultimately built by way of Yahweh Shai. You know, for what Yahweh Shai did for us, laying down his life for us, dying, and, you know, and being crucified, you know, and being resurrected. That was all that we may be made alive or quickened, you know, from our dead state, you know, which was a state where we were laden with sins and iniquities, you know, and having no sacrifice, you know. But Yahweh Shai, he became that sacrifice, that high priest, you know, which entered through, you know, through his death, entered into the heavens, you know, making intercession for the sins of Israel. You know, and Yahweh Shai, he's that chief cornerstone. So without Yahweh Shai, there will be no altar, there will be no house of God, you know. Yahweh Shai is the man over this house, you know, the head of the house. So through Yahweh Shai, we have, just like when it comes to the temple or the tabernacle, that's a way for the Lord to be to dwell among you, you know, to be in the midst of Israel. Well, this collective of believers, that's a direct act. Through Yahweh Shai, we have access to the Father, basically, you know. You know, and going into that altar, right? The prophets, the teachers, the believers, right? They present themselves as living sacrifices, you know, acceptable and approved unto God. You know, giving up thanks, thanking the Lord, praising the Lord daily, living a life that is acceptable and approved in the sight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to the best of their ability. You know, and part of it is what? Doing the work. Teaching, edifying, prophesying, you know. So this is a sign, right? The different prophets going out there in the different designated places to teach the word, you know. It says, "And that day shall there be an altar to Yahweh in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord. And it shall be for a sign and for a witness unto Yahweh of hosts in the land of Egypt, in the land of Egypt, which is America. America spiritually, Egypt, spiritual Egypt. They tell you that in the book of Revelation, chapter 11. The place that is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, man. Because there's resemblance between America and those ancient kingdoms. You know, sodomy, Egypt, meaning what? House of bondage. You know, so America is just another land of captivity, another land of slavery that Jacob, which is who the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians went through. You know? So this is a sign unto the Lord in the land of Egypt, in spiritual Egypt, America, you know? It says, "For they shall cry unto Yahweh because of the oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them." And who's that Savior? It's Yahweh Shai. It's a Mashiach, the Messiah. Shalom. You know? Right? So Yahweh Shai is going to be the man that's going to deliver us, you know? That's going to save us. You know? So that itself is a sign. You know, it's a prophetic occasion, you know, seeing the prophets, because that's up the heavens. There's connection between that and the heavens, man. You know, it says And Yahweh shall be known to Egypt, which when it says Egypt is concerning the Israelites in the land of captivity in America. You know? Because we have became, spiritual Egyptians in a way, being under the so-called white man, being really, children of slaves in the land of America, and we took up that name, Americans, African American, Latin American, Native American, It says, and the Egyptians shall know Yahweh in that day. Yeah, we know in the Lord now, right? We are able to perceive him by way of the Spirit which comes in the name of Yahweh Shai. By way of the Spirit. That's how we have the Spirit of Yahweh Shai. That's how we have access to the Father. It says, and shall do sacrifice and oblations. Yeah. We present ourselves as living sacrifices. But not only that, also thanksgiving, giving up the fruit of your lips, thanking the Lord, praising the Lord, praying to the Lord, exalting the Lord with your lips, teaching his word, So that's a form of sacrifice, It says, yeah, they shall vow a vow unto Yahweh and perform it. Yeah, the vow was made by all of us who believe, who was in Yahweh Shai. When we came to this truth, when we started believing Yahweh Shai, that's the vow. And we're performing it now to the best of our ability. Because when it comes to believing and confessing Yahweh Shai, if you turn from that, if you deviate from that way, you're really, you're committing a grave offense, right? Going back to right, going back to the Old Testament, to the law of Moses, right? Did not all the children of Israel agree or say Amen to the law, to the statutes, to the commandments? And that's basically what we did to Yahweh Shai. Right? We bound ourselves to this thing. And it's not a light thing to deviate from that. So this is a form of vow, being in his truth, believing in Yahweh Shai. I said I wanted to go into a couple of things. Let's go to, because Lord willing, in a couple of minutes, Lord will like go back to the crib, catch the bus. Let's see, because a lot of things been happening in the world. You have America basically, right, allegedly, if I'm not mistaken, because there's a little confusion, but allegedly America have gave the green light to Ukraine to use NATO and American weapons in Russia, and Russia have came down and said, if this is so, basically, in a roundabout way, if this is so, and if this happens, then they'll have no choice but to retaliate and possibly use nuclear weapons, So this is a serious time that we're coming in now. World War III, or the end of the world, is not here. Exactly. We are in the end, but we are not in the end, Don't be afraid, Certain things need to happen, right? The Lord, you still got time to build yourself up, To build yourself up, man. So, nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom. You have different nations basically preparing their own citizens for war, giving them guidelines on how to preserve your life or their life from the threat of war, from biological war, from cyber war, and from nuclear war, and preparation amongst different nations, man. You even have the son of George Soros, a powerful man, basically warning of, in a roundabout way, warning of a possible pandemic. And you have reports of, I think was in Australia, of a bird flu or monkeypox, something like that. One of those. So a possible pandemic, pestilence, may come on the earth again, according to the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, because ultimately it's prophecy. Yahushua, he prophesied of there being pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Matthew chapter 24. Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Wars and rumors of wars. Famines. Right? These things has to come. Another thing that has to come is what? The prophecy of Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 to verse 18. That's a very serious event that has to take place before the end. The end, shall I say, because we are in the last days, but we are not at the end. But and it's a lot of avenues, a lot of ways that Esau could implement that chip implant, the mark of the beast, by a pandemic, a lot of things that that could happen in order for that to be done. Use a pandemic to bring forth the mark, digital ID, CBDC, but that's the next thing, that's going to come, man. And what is controlling these nations? It's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? It's Proverbs chapter 21, verse 1, right? The Lord has sway, control over world leaders, kings and princes, man, over administrations, governments, man. So if there's a spirit, on the earth right now, a spirit of war, a spirit of conflict, heightened, tension, well, the Lord programmed that in a way, The Lord programmed that, man. In fact, we could get Revelation chapter 14, verse 6. It says, "And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel, to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people." And that's basically referring to what? The publishing of his word, right? And that's happening through the prophets, the teachers, publishing his word. And that's a very big sign of the end. That's an omen, man. A token, man. An indicator that lets you know, those who understand, that something is happening, something divine is happening. And will happen, shall I say. Saying with a loud voice, "Fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come." So the time of his judgment, the hour of his judgment is coming, man. And this is the time to fear Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, right? To learn of him. Now, there be those who are the elect, who fear him, just that natural fear, and learn the fear of the Lord by way of learning this truth. But there's going to be the majority who's going to fear God by way of experience, because the evils that the Lord will bring upon the earth, It says, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth, and of the sea, and the fountains of waters. So the Lord, the time when the Lord started judging the earth is coming near. It's near. And that's just the truth. It says, and there followed another angel saying, Babylon the great. It says Babylon is falling, and that's what's coming. Babylon, which is what? America, which is a great kingdom, which is the daughter of ancient Babylon, because of the resemblance and the same spirit that it has. It's spiritual. It's not talking about ancient Babylon. It says that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Right? So America have corrupted morally these other nations by way of its philosophies, democracy, by different ways, man. It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive this mark in his forehead or in his arm, or in his hand, that mark is the chip implant, an implantable microchip, which will be an instrument that this current rulership will use so that people may buy and sell with it. And whosoever received this mark, right, take this chip implant in their hand, in the right hand, on their left hand, or in their foreheads, you become a possession, a subject of this beast system. Right, being imprisoned, really, by way of that biometric digital currency, a beast system, man. It's like an open air prison, right? You'll be tracked, you'll be controlled, right? You'll be owned, because it will all be digital and controlled by who? Esau Edom, right? He'll be able to know where your whereabouts, what you buy and what you sell, right? He'll basically be your God, He'll be able to track all your footprint, your digital footprint. He'll be your God, So whosoever take this mark, and worship the image of the beast, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is the missiles, man, the nuclear missiles that will be put to use in these last days. And it's going to be a very great destruction here in America, Babylon the Great, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And that's a very total destruction, prophetic, man. And there's no way to get around that. It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, by nuclear fire and radiation, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Right? And as well, it don't mention here, but in Revelation chapter 5, it implies that the elect, the saints of the Most High, will be there to behold this destruction as well. Because the elect on this earth now, they're going to be saved. They're going to be gathered and ascend into these chambers known today as UFOs, which have nothing to do with aliens, but rather with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They're chariots. They're celestial objects or celestial anomalies, They have nothing to do with aliens, man. And there's angels in those objects, man. Salakia. Verse 11 says, and the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahushua. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord, which are some, you have some of the elect who have died already, and some who will die in these last days, by way of persecution or by natural causes, That's possible. It says, from henceforth, yes, save the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. So all the elect that that may die or that have already died, their works is going to follow them. They're going to receive their salvation, their reward. But showing you that, amen, we're near prophetic times, and we are in prophetic times at that. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 79, verse 6. Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, which is what? These other nations. Starting with America, which is an Edomite power system, an Edomite empire. So the Lord's going to pour out his wrath, and it's going to come by way of World War III, right? Nuclear war. Bloodshed, conflict. It says, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. Yeah, and that's the thing. America, as long with the all the kingdoms of the earth, have forgotten Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, forgotten his name, forgotten his reputation, forgotten what type of power he is. Allah Shadia, a destroying power, a consuming fire. Yahweh is, and that's what he's going to show. That's what he's going to demonstrate. What if the Most High is willing to show his wrath? He's going to show his wrath by way of this war that's coming.
I know her.
For they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his dwelling place. The other nations, they, especially Esau, devoured the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Europeans. So they're going to have to pay for that.
They will always go the same way.
Habakkuk chapter 3 verse 1. It says, O Yahweh, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. Yeah, when it comes to this truth, man, it's terrifying, it's terrible. It's a lot of it, the theme of these scriptures is bitter. Well, there's a balance to everything. You got the sweet, you got the good news, the hope, the prophecies concerning the kingdom, concerning the paradise. But you also got the prophecies pertaining to what they're doing, the destruction, man. So it's bitter, a lot of these words. It says, O Yahweh, revive thy work in the midst of the years. Yeah, make alive these prophecies. Bring forth these prophecies, man. That has been, taught or prophesied throughout ages, man. Let these things come to pass, basically. It says, in the midst of the years, make known, and wrath, remember mercy. Yeah, in the midst of the years, make known. You know, make known your mercy, your wrath. In wrath, remember mercy, because when all hell breaks loose, when Jacob troubles come, the elect will receive their salvation, man. The Lord will openly express salvation. You know? And I'm going to close off now, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. I want to give double honors to the elder apostles, elder bishops, and upcoming elders. Peace and blessings unto the elect. And all praises and honor and glory be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.